So I'm continuing my analysis of the college football national championship game by focusing today on the Clemson blitzes for Joe Burrow. The game plan that Brent Venables had for him was actually really effective. I'm going to show you what they were intending to do and how they were successful with it, especially early in the game, and why LSU was having trouble moving the ball. And so the blitzes that they used on Joe Burrow, they were used to contain and pressure him. And in order to do this, you have to trust your defensive backs. You have to trust your nose tackle to hold up against these double teams that he was getting, and the person that you were assigning to spy him. And the reason why I mentioned all three of those things is because they did some combination of all three of those inside of these blitz packages that they were bringing at Joe Burrow, and it was very, very effective, at least until LSU adjusted for it. So they brought Simmons off the edge a lot. They had the middle linebackers blitz through the A gap a lot. Or they had a safety encounter in Simmons' spot. It just kind of depended on what they did, and they switched it up quite a bit as the plays rotated, and had to keep them, second guessing and keep them on their toes. And like I said, they had to trust their cornerbacks as well in coverage, because they had a lot of one-on-one man-to-man coverage behind these blitzes. In order for these plays to be successful, your corners have to hold up in man for at least a few seconds, so that your defensive backs or whoever's blitzing can get to the quarterback. And they did a pretty good job. And I'll say the nose tackle, number 13, held up very, very well versus all the double teams that he received. So I'm going to show you 4 plays where they did these blitzes, and I'm going to show you why they were effective. And this part of the game didn't get stated a lot, but it was actually really cool to see kind of the chess match go between these two offenses and defenses here. So the first play I'm going to show you is from the first quarter, 11 minutes, 46 seconds left. LSU's in the empty set, 5 wide, 3 wide receivers to the left, 2 of them are to the right. Now Clemson's in man coverage, and you can tell because Tanner Mills is on Clyde Edwards-Hilaire at the bottom of the screen, like manned up out wide. So check Simmons lined up over Justin Jefferson at the close left wide receiver position, and there's 3 down linemen for Clemson with number 13 at the nose guard. So watch number 47, the linebacker for Clemson, tease that he's going to blitz through the A gap before this play starts. And the safety number 14 steps up at the snap to cover Justin Jefferson man-to-man. Simmons comes off that corner blitz almost like an outside linebacker, and his blitz helps keep contain of Joe Burrow. The left end then rushes up the field on the right tackle as well, so it's simultaneous. And he almost gets the sack from the contain that Simmons gave. So what you would see is that Clemson noticed that when you pressure Joe Burrow, he likes to move up and outside the pocket and make things happen and kind of be mobile, pull a Johnny Manziel type deal. And they decided to use that against him by planning for it and then trying to contain him. Joe Burrow this time though slips through it and throws to the tight end Moss, even though a penalty brings this play back. But that blitz and what they wanted to do set the tone for all the things that they called defensively from this point on. I'm going to show you that as I go through these next 3 plays. So the second play, just in the first quarter still, 8 minutes, 58 seconds left, is 3rd down here. LSU's in the shotgun, 11 personnel, which I said is 1 tight end, 1 running back, but they're in a unique distribution across the formation. The tight end's inside the wide receiver bunch to the right. The running back is set out wide to the left, well, wide close. Justin Jefferson is actually at the running back position here. So Clemson does a unique defensive alignment. They have 2 down linemen with the right end standing outside the C gap. So 47, once again, the middle linebacker is lined up over the right A gap of the center. So at the snap, they send the linebacker 47, Tanner Mills, and Simmons along with the defensive lineman. So you see Simmons and Skolsky, number 47, try the A gap. And you see Simmons gets through free for instant pressure because they made the center choose who he was going to block on this blitzing play. And he chose the linebacker, and he let the faster Simmons actually run by him. So they're both linebackers, but Simmons is almost like a safety. So Clemson DBs crowd the first down marker here while that pressure's here. So Joe Burrow has to either eat this ball and take a hit or try to get out. Burrow throws to Justin Jefferson in the flat very quickly, but it's incomplete because he has to try to basically aim the ball there, all arm it. So he just had to try to throw it with arm because he couldn't step into it because Simmons got there too fast. So well done blitz scheme by Clemson, and they executed it really well and very bold to try to play these LSU receivers one-on-one in the short field and send your pressure right at them. I got to give them credit for that. So we're gonna go to the next play. This third play is still the first quarter. Like I said, I'm gonna show you the foundation for this defensive calls that they made, and they were most successful during this time. First quarter, 5 minutes, 50 seconds left. They go 11 personnel again, one running back, one tight end, but the tight end, Fabian Moss, is far left wide. So you have Clemson with 3 down linemen, and they're tight this time. They're all close together instead of kind of branched out with the end standing up. All 3 of them are down and tight. So in the shotgun, of course, with man defense this year, although they disguised it well, it looked like it was going to be a zone for a second, but they made it man, or it showed man at the last second. They send Simmons off the right edge of the defense, just like the first play. The left end number 35 rushes up the field on the right tackle, and you see Simmons and 35 forced Burrow up. Basically they rush up the field and force him to step up into the pocket. But number 35, the left end, gets to wrap up for the sack. So basically, Brent Venables wanted to use Burrow's mobility against him, and it worked out for quite a bit in this game, as you can see. As Venables thought that if you rush Burrow, he's going to step up, he's going to move around, he's going to try to wait for his guys to get open, they're going to have chemistry, and he's going to throw the ball to him. Well, Venables said, well, I'm not going to let him do that. I'm going to figure this out, and we're going to scheme against that. So the last play I'm going to show you is still from the first quarter, 5 minutes left. Once again, LSU really likes this formation with 3 wide receivers. There's shotgun, 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. The tight end's up back on the right side of the line of scrimmage. The running back is lined up at the close wide receiver spot to the left, and they're in an empty formation. Quarterback's by himself in the backfield. Clemson with 2 down linemen, with the right end, number 5, standing up. So Skolsky, number 47, attacked the A-gap, while number 5, the right end, crashes in as well. So you have 2 guys crashing in toward the center or in the A-gap. So they send the nose tackle, number 13, then out on the stunt. So when you do a stunt, you have one player crash into the middle, and you have the other player loop around the outside to get pressure. And the nose tackle did it this time, while Simmons was the spy on this play. I forgot to point out the spy in the previous play, but one of them had Tanner Muse as the spy, one of them had Skolsky as the spy, and this one had Simmons as the spy. And it's a well-done blitz, spy, and the work up front, because they did exactly what they were supposed to, and they got pressure on Joe Burrow, and they actually forced him out. This play worked. They flushed Burrow out of the pocket to his right, but unfortunately, this is one of the cases where they didn't contain him. He escaped, and he got the throw off, and he actually made a really good throw, but it's dropped, and really it was broken up, a pass breakup, because Clemson also had great coverage. Remember what I told you at the beginning? In order to run this type of aggressive blitz scheme against an offense as talented as LSU's, you have to have all these things going right. Your nose tackle in the front has to play well. Your spy has to play well. Your rushers have to be quick, and your defensive backs have to hold up in man-to-man coverage against these talented receivers. And in this particular case, AJ Terrell, who got bagged on a lot for the plays that he did give up against Jamar Chase, he actually was pretty sticky here and got a pass breakup by sticking his hand there and knocking it down. This was the plan for Clemson, and honestly, it was working until it didn't. The LSU offense adjusted, and they started blocking them. And I can make a video about that too if you want me to. Let me know in the comment section. But you can see what Venables sought to do, and it was very effective early on. They held LSU down to 7 points for a good bit of the first quarter and a half, and that's something that you haven't seen from the LSU offense all year. So I gotta give credit to LSU for adjusting, but I'm also giving credit in this video to Brent Venables and the Clemson defense for being able to come out with a great game plan and executing it. Unfortunately, they just couldn't keep it up for their sake. So thank you for watching. I'll be back with more content about this game because it's really fun to analyze. I'll see you next time.